Wow. Get ready for a roller coaster of weather as winter storm after winter storm slams through the country, which will bring snow and ice and even severe weather to a lot of people. Now, when will this all happen and who will it affect? We'll have all that and more in your forecast starting now. Oh yeah. Remember last week when I told you our weather warning map was really going to get colorful? Well, here it is. With millions of people across the United States under some sort of winter weather related warning or watch. We've got this massive swath of winter storm warnings here in the Mid-Atlantic with places like Lexington, Kentucky, Charleston, West Virginia, Harrisburg, Virginia, and even Richmond, Virginia, all under a winter storm warning. Now, all of those winter storm warnings are because of this winter storm that's currently moving through the Mid-Atlantic. In this video, this will be winter storm number 1. And I'm giving these numbers because we have so many winter storms to talk about. It's going to be hard to keep track. Now, if we go back to our warning map, we also have a massive swath of winter storm warnings that go from Topeka and Kansas City all the way up into northern Illinois. And beyond that, we have these winter storm watches in Michigan for that same system where several inches of snow could fall. And this patch of warnings is actually winter storm number 2, and that will come Wednesday into Thursday. And we also have some very cold air that'll be filtering in behind storm number 2, and that's why we have these extreme cold warnings up along the Canadian-USA border. Other than that, we've got some winter storm watches in the Sierra Nevadas out west where they could get yet another winter storm. Skiers rejoice. Now, if you look at the ensembles, you can really see both of those winter storms that we talked about. We've got winter storm number 1 here in the Mid-Atlantic that will drop several inches of snow Tuesday into Tuesday night. Now we've got winter storm number 2 here that could drop several inches of snow from Kansas City all the way up through Detroit, even into the Northeast. And you've also got your mountain snow out west here where several feet could fall in the Sierra Nevadas. Now we're going to go storm by storm here and show you everything that you need to know for each winter storm, as well as the severe weather that each of them could bring. Now, timing our first winter storm out, notice how during the day on Tuesday, that winter storm continues to slide off the coast. By the time we hit Wednesday morning, the snow should be pretty much done here for the Mid-Atlantic. Looking a little bit closer here, this is the HRRR, and it has some heavy rain falling in Kentucky and then going into Tuesday evening. Notice how that snow really amplifies Tuesday night. There is a pretty sharp cutoff here in your snow gradient with some freezing rain down here in Virginia where we do have an ice storm warning in place. And then by the time we hit Wednesday morning, a lot of that moisture will have slid off the coast. This is Wednesday at about 8 a.m. And you already have winter storm number 2 taking shape out here west, but we'll talk about that in just a second. By the time it's all said and done, we'll have a couple of inches of snow that fall in northern Kentucky and southern Ohio. Look how cute this little 0.2 is here in Columbus. But the heaviest snow will be in West Virginia and central Virginia, where you could get up to 6, 7, maybe 8 inches of snow. All right, that was storm number 1. Now let's take a look at storm number 2. You can really see it taking shape here on the GFS starting Wednesday during the day. This is that unlimited storm train that keeps on rolling. And that storm is a problem Wednesday going into Thursday as it slides towards the northeast. Now zooming in here, notice how our winter storm really starts to take shape on Wednesday morning. We've got a pretty healthy snow shield developing. Our low is starting to strengthen down here in Texas. That'll be sliding off to the east during the day on Wednesday. Kansas City, you'll get snow starting Wednesday morning, starting around 5, 6, 7 a.m. And that snow should continue for much of the day on Wednesday, where it will quickly slide to the east and start impacting places like Iowa, northern Illinois, southern Wisconsin, and then Michigan Wednesday night going into Thursday morning. That's when the snow will be the heaviest for you guys. If we go a little bit further east here, let's take a look at how this will impact places like Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, and Ohio. So Wednesday during the day, once again, the snow will start and then it will continue for much of the day Wednesday. Notice I pause it here at 10 p.m. We've got heavy snow basically falling across the entire state of Michigan, with Detroit, where my connecting flight for the Storm Summit is, getting absolutely hammered. Now, also check this out. Down here in the deep south, we've got a line of storms, and that is our severe weather that we're worried about during the day on Wednesday and then continuing into Wednesday night. And if you look at the Storm Prediction Center, they do right now have a slight risk out for southern Mississippi, far eastern Louisiana, and central Alabama. And right now, they've got a 5% tornado risk, and that includes cities like Vicksburg, Jackson, Mississippi, Hattiesburg, Mississippi, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Now, if we time that severe weather out, notice during the day on Wednesday how we've got this line of storms that'll move through. And I've seen this time after time again, if this line does push further south and keeps things relatively cloudy and stable, that could mess up the event. But the NAM actually has this line lifting well north by the time we hit Wednesday afternoon, and then our environment has a chance to reload, re-energize, and going into Wednesday night, how we have some of these cells developing out in front of our line, that is a problem. That is where some of those supercells could develop and continue well into the night on Wednesday night. Looking at our tornado program for Wednesday, notice how we go into Wednesday night. It actually starts to ramp up here with values in the red or orange, meaning better conditions existing for tornado formation. We're gonna have to keep our eyes on Wednesday for sure. Stop what you're doing right now. Pick up your mouse in your hand just like this, throw it in the air, grab it again, hit the subscribe button, and mash the like button, and leave a comment below. Look, someone's leaving a comment. This video is so cool. Wow. Back to you, Stormcat. Now, in terms of our snowfall for winter storm number 2, this one will drop very heavy snow across a huge portion of the country, with a massive swath of 6 to 8 inches going from Kansas all the way up through Michigan. Places like Kansas City, where the Storm Chaser Summit is, Chicago, and Detroit, getting upwards of 8 inches of snow. Oh yeah! And you could even get some heavy snow in far northern portions of the Northeast, places like upstate New York and Maine and Vermont. But a lot of that heavy snow should stay north of the border in Canada. Now, in terms of freezing rain for our second winter storm, that won't be as big of a concern as our first one, with only about 1/10 of an inch falling in places like Indiana and Ohio, maybe into Illinois. But we're not done yet. Mother Nature has more in store, and we have yet another winter storm on the way by the end of this week. This is winter storm number 3. Whoa! And this one could be the strongest one yet. Check it out. The GFS is showing this winter storm forming during the day on Saturday. We've got this big swath of snow here on the northern side. We've got a low pressure here. We'll have a cold front draped here, where we could have yet another day of severe weather. This one possibly the more significant one on Saturday. So winter storm number 3 will be a problem Saturday into Sunday. It's way too early to talk about the specifics on this, but know there is the potential for some big time snow and big time severe weather. Check it out. The Storm Prediction Center already has this area outlined in a 15% risk for day 5. And if we take a look at the upper level pattern for Saturday, notice how we have this trough here out west that ejects in the plains as we go into the day on Saturday. Watch this. This is our jet stream here, really ramping up. We've got a positively tilted trough here, which could spell big time severe weather here for the Dixie Alley on Saturday. But once again, guys, we are 5 days out. A lot will change, so I wouldn't get too hyped about this one just yet. One last reminder, the Stormfront freaks are going to the Storm Chaser Summit, and it's going to be epic. We've got not 1, not 2, but 3 shows planned. We'll be live every single day from the summit with our day 1 live stream right here, our day 2 live stream right here, and our day 3 Vortex Award stream right here. And who knows, if things are looking bad on Saturday, we may even do a surprise outbreak live stream from the summit. For the severe weather on Wednesday, guys, I won't be going live because I will actually be traveling to the summit. I had to make adjustments to my plans as my connecting flight was through Detroit on Thursday, which, as you've seen from this video, will be a problem. All right, guys, well, that does it for today's video. I'm headed to Kansas City. Next stop, Storm Chaser Summit. Thank you guys for joining me today. Find someone, tell them you love them, give them a hug today. Do one nice thing for someone today. Spread that love. And as always, this is Stormcat 5, and I'll see you on the next one.